everyone. We are so happy to have you here as we celebrate 5 years of progress, 5 years of working towards making our region more inclusive and respectful of every generation. My name is Laura Poskin. I am 37. I am a gerontologist, and I'm the executive director of Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh. I'm excited to introduce you to the other half of our Age Friendly team, Randy. Oh, I'm gonna have to find you in the participants here. There you go. Randy, you wanna give us a quick wave? There she is. Great. So Randy is our new project manager. She was the director of cultural affairs for the city of Baltimore before retiring in 2017. She moved to Pittsburgh to be close to her daughter and her 4 grandchildren. We are thrilled that Randy will be with us too moving forward. So Randy and I may be a team of 2, but Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh is a collaboration. Our action plan, which may look familiar to a lot of people on this call, it was created in partnership with more than 100 local organizations and 800 residents of all ages. We are an initiative of Southwestern Pennsylvania Partnership for Aging, or SWPA, whose 300 members represent more than 1 million older adults across 10 counties. Our work is made possible through support from the Henry L. Hillman Foundation. We've got a great lineup for you today. We'll be hearing from the county executive, the mayor, the Wilkinsburg Community Drum Circle, and more. But first, I would be remiss not to acknowledge that we're in the midst of a very incredibly challenging time right now. Life is different. So is this press conference. Instead of coming together in person, we're here over the internet or over the phone. It's 10 a.m. on a Wednesday, and I'm here with my husband, Joe, and my 18-month-old son, August, who are coming in for a little.
Hi, everyone.
A little appearance, because we can. Before we welcome our speakers, let's kick things off with a video introduction to Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh.
Aging isn't something that older people do. It's something that we all do. It's a universal experience that starts the moment that we're born. And yes, our population is getting older. That's a fact and an asset, so long as we design our communities to match that reality.
We all came together with one voice, with one purpose in mind, to fix something.
Because at some point in our lives, we all may experience a disability, be it temporary or permanent. And that's why I'm here today.
We need a multi-generational workforce because we need people with different skills and different perspectives to solve problems. We need intergenerational dialogue in our communities for the same reason.
Thanks, everybody. Yay, yeah, I saw a couple people clap. I know you're muted, but you can clap if you'd like. Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh is all about making our region more inclusive and respectful of all ages. Design of neighborhoods and of opportunities should welcome us. We should be able to participate in life our entire life. 5 years ago, we envisioned better options for transportation, housing, and connecting with one another. Today, we celebrate our progress and we look to the future, understanding that life certainly is different than it was 5 years ago. Today marks the completion of a 5-year cycle as part of the World Health Organization and AARP network of age-friendly communities. In the US, nearly 500 communities are part of this network. To officially join, the highest elected official in your jurisdiction must submit a letter of commitment. In our case, since Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh is Allegheny County and the city of Pittsburgh, back in 2015, our county executive and mayor both extended their support. We were and we are so grateful. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce, it was going to be the county executive, but I hear that he's running a little bit late. So it's going to be the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, Bill Peduto.
Thank you, Laura. It's like the only time ever that Rich has been at an event later than me. So, and then I just want to reach out and just say it's only because he had a personal appointment. His office reached out to me this morning in order to be able to speak for both of us. I can only say thank you. I went through and just looked at the participants that are on this call, and they're pillars of our community. This year has been hopefully a year that we never have to live through again. And we've found many challenges that we really weren't prepared for. Like all of you, I woke up this morning and thought, what the hell happened last night? And there's questions that people have about society, about government and governance, and just the very being of it. And then there, as Fred Rogers would say, are the helpers, those that are actually out there doing something about the problems and making this world better. And that's why it's such a pleasure to be with you this morning, because the people on this call are those helpers. They're the ones that recognize where problems exist and work to find solutions to them. They're the ones that are out there working, understanding that not just our region, but this world is complex, and find multi-generational solutions in order to be able to help those that need help. So it's my honor to present a proclamation presented both by the county executive and myself on my cell phone, because it's 2020. Whereas Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh, an initiative of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Partnership for Aging, is celebrating the completion of a 5-year cycle within the World Health Organization and AARP's network of age-friendly states and communities by releasing a progress report at a virtual press conference on September 30th, 2020. And whereas Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh is recognized as a model among the nearly 500 participating communities nationwide, and is dedicated to making our region more inclusive and respectful of all ages. In partnership with more than 100 organizations and 800 voices, the organization launched an action plan in 2017 focused on access, connection, and innovation to improve the lives of older adults and neighbors of all ages. Significant progress has been made in the focus of safer streets, increased empathy through training, and new housing options. Whereas residents 65 and older currently represent 19.3% of our country's population, and that number will continue to grow. Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh sees this as an opportunity. It means our region has a growing resource of people with career experience, lived experience, buying power, and diverse skills and interests. And whereas the virtual press conference will serve as a time to amplify the good work happening through networks and partnerships in Pittsburgh and across Allegheny County to ensure our region is respectful to all ages. And whereas we commend Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh for working to increase opportunities and elevate inclusion across generations. These efforts fit perfectly in our welcoming culture, a region such as this one that is better for older people and better for everyone. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, and City of Pittsburgh Mayor William Peduto, by virtue of the authority vested in us, do hereby proclaim September 30th, 2020 as Age-Friendly Day in Allegheny County and the City of Pittsburgh. To Laura and your incredible team, to all those that are associated with Age-Friendly, and to all the ancillary organizations to help that make our region not only better, but unique. Thank you, especially in these trying times, for being the helpers.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mayor. We appreciate your support and your dedication to our work. And yay, it's Age-Friendly Day. I don't think I knew that was going to happen. I love it though. Thanks. I think the county executive will just let me know when he's here. We're going to go back to this. Yep. Today, as the mayor said, we are releasing this progress report submitted just yesterday to the World Health Organization and AARP. It is available on our website, swipa.org/age-friendly. The rest of our speakers will be sharing highlights from this report. I mentioned collaboration earlier. I want to give a special shout out to the Age-Friendly Leadership Circle, our key partners bringing this work to life, making this progress possible. You'll see AARP Pennsylvania at the top of this list, yes, because it is in alphabetical order, but it's also quite fitting. Linda Wortham is AARP Pennsylvania's lead volunteer for Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh, and she is our next speaker today.
Myself. Good morning, everyone. I am AARP volunteer Linda Wortham, and I'm here alone. At AARP, we know that approximately 45 million Americans are age 65 or older. In just 10 years, that number will reach 75 million Americans. In 15 years, the United States, for the first time ever, be a country comprised of more than older adults than there are children. That's why AARP is focused on the initiative to make our communities more livable by supporting the efforts of neighborhoods, towns, cities, and rural areas to be great places for people of all ages. We believe that communities should provide safe, walkable streets, age-friendly housing and transportation options, access to needed services, and opportunities for residents of all ages to participate in community life. At AARP Pennsylvania, we are proud of Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh accomplishments outlined in the newly released 2020 Pennsylvania Progress Report. Congratulations, Laura, the Leadership Circle, and everyone involved in the successful work of the past 5 years. As we move forward to the opportunities and challenges ahead, AARP continues its age-inclusive advocacy. AARP Pennsylvania has been a key partner collaborating with Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh on a series of 4 legislative briefings attended by more than 300 people, including 8 elective officers and their staff. We are focusing now on digital access, and literacy. The global pandemic has made the digital divide even more glaring, and more basic needs like access to work, healthcare, and education more difficult for many Americans. When AARP Pennsylvania and Age Friendly advocated for improved access for older adults, it raised the bar for everyone. While I am fortunate enough to have a computer and know how to use it, I have friends and family who are isolated by their lack of access to the digital world. They struggle to stay connected to neighbors and loved ones, especially during this pandemic, when many older adults have been encouraged to shelter in place or remain physically distant from others. Many adults don't have access to computers or the internet. For those that do have access, they don't know how to use the technology effectively. AARP, together with Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh, is working to change this picture by improving digital access and literacy. Age Friendly Greater Pittsburgh is a national leader in making positive changes to our living environment here in Allegheny County and Pittsburgh. In the progress report, you'll see how community action has made a direct and positive impact on residents living. As we move forward together, we'll continue to focus on solutions that benefit everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce Danielle Araganti, the Director of Livable Communities at AARP. Danielle leads the team responsibility for supporting the 6 states, 1 territory, and 472 communities in the Age Friendly Network. Danielle is an urban planner by education and has more than 20 years of professional experience contributing to more substantial and relevant federal, state, and local policies. We are happy to have her with us today. Danielle, welcome.
Thank you, Linda. And thank you to Laura and all of the Leadership Circle, and to Mayor Peduto for his leadership. I mean, I'm really honored that we are included in this event. It's not often that we get to be a part of this incredible milestone. This age-friendly work is hard. It takes a long time. And so we're really pleased to be able to stand side by side with you all and celebrate the incredible accomplishments. You all set the standard really for age-friendly work across the country. I'll be perfectly honest. You've made it very clear that you can effectively communicate about issues that matter to older adults in ways that include everyone. You've shown that you can take action and hit the streets through events like the crossings and things like that, that really bring these ideas to life and can mobilize the power and the energy that's needed to affect change. You guys have demonstrated that you've been able to pivot under incredibly trying circumstances that have been presented by COVID-19, and not only keep your work going, but make it more responsive and address the very basic needs that have emerged in terms of access to food and prescriptions and social interactions that plague all of us, but particularly plague the 50 plus in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. So it's really my great pleasure to be here to support you. I know that I speak on behalf of Rebecca Delphia, who is a former age-friendly leader there and a member of our Livable Communities team, as well as Joel Armbruster, who runs the age-friendly program, to say that we're so proud of all that you do. We will continue to work to support you as you work to increase choice for everyone in Pittsburgh in how they live and where they live and how they get around, and make sure that everybody can live their best lives at every age. So Laura, tip of the hat to you and to everyone. Really, congratulations. We're so pleased to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, Danielle. So Danielle and I had the pleasure of being on KDKA Pittsburgh Works radio show last week. So we appreciate your partnership and your leadership, Danielle. It's just always a pleasure. Next up is another special partner, Cassandra Masters, who is the Outreach and Communications Manager for Access Transportation, Port Authority's Paratransit Agency. Cassandra?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Laura. My name is Cassandra Masters. I am 24 and live in Highland Park. Age-friendly communities, of course, support people of all ages. But I've also learned that age-friendly communities build really impactful relationships between different people and initiatives that wouldn't otherwise cross paths. These relationships lead to new ideas and community solutions to really critical issues. Locally, this kind of collaboration has led to some really exciting projects that I'd love to share with everyone. I've been involved with the Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh initiative since 2018, and I'm currently the Outreach and Communications Manager for Access Transportation, who is a key partner in Age-Friendly's transportation work group. The work group is comprised of folks from human service agencies, local government, and community partners. And we really focus on building accessible, age-friendly transportation and mobility options for Allegheny County residents. So what has that looked like in the past 5 years? In 2018, we asked older transit riders, what makes you feel welcome on the bus? We created a positivity campaign for Port Authority bus operators using photos and messages from older riders. We reminded operators that things like just a friendly hello or proactively lowering the bus to the curb can go a really long way in making riders really of all ages feel welcome. In 2019, we launched A to B. A to B is an online transportation concierge tool that tries to connect residents with transportation options that are really catered to individual needs, preferences, and abilities. The website, if you're interested, is atoballegheny.com. Since its launch, we've connected over 1,000 residents with transportation options that really meet their needs and get them where they need to go. Some of these options include access programs, volunteer-led initiatives, and more. The mission of getting people where they need to go has changed in meaning quite a bit since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. With people sheltering in place starting in March, there was a dramatic need for food, for supplies, and community support. So Access saw this need and we really embraced it, and we saw a need for support, and we jumped in. We had excess capacity, so we tried to answer with the thing that we do best, which is transportation, of course. With support from the United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania, we formed a transportation network that uses access vehicles and technology to deliver supplies and food to residents of all ages across the county. Since April, we've delivered over 50,000 food boxes and home delivered meals and over 5,000 boxes of personal protective equipment to folks in Allegheny County. The relationships formed between age-friendly partners the past 5 years really made this collaboration a no-brainer. So we saw the need, we knew who to call, we mobilized quickly, and we really were able to meet the needs of the community during a really challenging time. Personally, I remember in April feeling really grateful for just the sidewalks outside my apartment. The sidewalks let me walk and just breathe a little bit during a really challenging time. And really the sidewalk was the only place I felt like I could go. More importantly though, sidewalks ensured essential workers could reach their jobs, people could get to their once a month grocery trip, and more. Supporting our sidewalks and streets means supporting our communities. Sidewalk extensions, pop-up traffic calming infrastructure, and other street interventions have expanded tenfold during the pandemic. They create space for more social distancing, and they add some vibrancy to our streets during an otherwise pretty bleak time. At the AARP Livable Communities Transportation Workshop this month, Access presented key age-friendly considerations for these kind of streetscape interventions, just to make sure that the sidewalk and the street remains accessible and usable to everyone. There should be at least 36 inches of clear horizontal sidewalk space for people using wheelchairs, walkers, strollers, scooters, and more. 80 inches of unobstructed vertical space is also really critical, since signage, planters, and outdoor seating can often be hazardous for pedestrians who are blind or low vision. These streetscape alterations should have ample community outreach and planning before the implementation of them, and they should be flexible to adjust for the needs of different users. Users of all ages and abilities will be traversing these new streetscape interventions. Age-friendly partners are involved with local recovery streets initiatives, and we've laid out these recommendations for folks to follow, just to ensure that the sidewalk and the street remains accessible, especially now when the sidewalks and our streets are really our lifelines during the pandemic. Access supports people of all ages and abilities through a coordinated, accessible transportation system. In working with Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh, our impact has expanded. So we've made new connections with partners, and we've allowed ourselves to reimagine what mobility means in our communities. We've connected residents with transportation options. We've led a really critical transportation response to the pandemic, and we're ensuring our streets and sidewalks remain accessible for everyone. The Age-Friendly Greater Pittsburgh initiative has done a lot in the past 5 years. I think one of the most important and my favorite part of it is that it's generated a really resilient network of different community partners and individuals that are well equipped to take on the next 5 years. I'm sure we're all excited to be a part of it. Thanks.
Oh, Cassandra, thank you so much for sharing that. It's so good to see you. And I'm actually going to back up because our county executive is here. Let me find him. Here we go. All right.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate everybody's patience. I was actually at the vaccine trial that I'm taking, and I thought it would be a little quicker, but after you get that shot, you have to stay for a while to make sure you're okay. So I apologize. And I want to thank the mayor for doing the joint proclamation we do together. That's one great thing, having a partner and a teammate that sometimes when you're not there, I can hand off to him and he can hand it off to me. But I want to congratulate you on the work that you've done and really bringing together over 100 organizations, bringing over 800 voices. We come up with our best policies. I've learned over the years when you get as many voices and you bring a lot of people to the table. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for doing that. As was read in the proc, about 20% of our population in Allegheny County is folks over 65. And we are coming younger. We know that. We know we have an influx of a lot of young people. So we have a great mix here in this region of young people and people that are seniors. And making age-friendly infrastructure, transportation, all the services that we have, a community that's welcoming to all. And it's something I know the mayor and I push for all the time. I also want to thank you for the nice cake, the Oakmont Bakery coming up with the cake. You always win when you bring a nice cake from a great organization like Oakmont Bakery. So want to thank you for that. And again, thank you for the collaboration. And when we work together, when we bring people together and we reach consensus and everybody kind of has a seat at the table, it's when we do the best things that we have here. It's what makes Pittsburgh and this region so special. It's why people want to stay here, want to live here. Even back through the tough times a couple of decades ago, people stayed. And it's a lot of those people now that the fruits of their labors that they did many years ago and continuing to invest and continuing to work in this community that allowed us to turn the corner and make it the great place that it is. So thank you, Laura, again, for you and your team, for the great work you've done. Well deserved, and keep up the good work. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a real honor to have you here, County Executive. Last but certainly not least, we will have an interactive performance from the Wilkinsburg Community Drum Circle. The Drum Circle was formed in 2019 after an Aging Your Way workshop led by our longtime partner, Lively Pittsburgh. In the last 5 years, Lively Pittsburgh organized 11 such workshops across Allegheny County, inspiring 130 people to dream up ways to leverage their own skills and strengths to make their communities better places to grow old. The Wilkinsburg Community Drum Circle has met more than 30 times. In August alone, they met outside every Saturday at Penn Avenue Parklet. Today, we have some members that are joining us live from the Wilkinsburg Borough building. I'm going to try to spotlight them. Oh, yes. Great, they're here. We have Sheila and Moses and Dave that are joining us. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna invite everybody to stay muted and drum along to their beat. After about 1.5 minutes, I'm gonna say, okay, everybody unmute. And we're gonna unmute and we're gonna enjoy the cacophony for a few minutes, not minutes, just a few moments before I mute everyone again. Sheila, Moses, and Dave, are you ready? Okay, and you're unmuted, perfect. All right. All right, drum circle, keep going. Everybody, unmute for a moment. All right, I'm gonna thank you so much. I know it's hard with the lag times and everything, but it is so wonderful to have you here. And thank you for joining us. Great. I'm gonna spotlight. Okay, so you can learn more about the drum circle and also the Aging Your Way workshops in our progress report that we're releasing today. Again, that's on our website, swipa.org/age-friendly. Again, today marks the completion of a 5-year cycle within the World Health Organization and AARP network of age-friendly communities. So now that we're kind of warmed up a little bit doing our drumming, let's do a virtual high five, considering that's the name of this event. And I'm gonna take a picture of everybody. Okay. High five. I sort of got that. Maybe other people took pictures too. The end of one cycle is the beginning of the next cycle. So please stay tuned for safe, either virtual or physically distant or both, events from us this fall. We have 2 upcoming events that I want to share with you quickly. We have, so tomorrow will be our 14th Coffee Connect Pittsburgh event during the pandemic. We meet for coffee and intergenerational conversation every other Thursday at 10 a.m. on Virtual Senior Academy, a free learning platform launched by our longtime partner, Jewish Healthcare Foundation, and now run by AgeWell at the JCC. And I think we have a lot of folks from this Coffee Connect group who are on the call today and at the celebration. So it's great to see you. So good to have you with us. The other event that we have coming up is on Tuesday, October 13th at 2 p.m. We will have our 3rd session in a webinar series about LGBTQ housing options for older adults. This series is presented in partnership with AARP Pennsylvania, Persad Center, and Western Pennsylvania SAGE. This session, The Lifelong Home, will focus on changes to the home that ensure that people can remain there as long as possible. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. Please do not hesitate to reach out with questions or ideas. We may be separated, but we're together. We're with you. So thank you, everybody, for joining. I might do a little bit of music to lead us out here, but thanks for joining us. Congratulations, everybody.